Box to box overlap. Rugby World Cup round 4 is in the books. We're just going to go fixture by fixture and just pick up on everything that happened and give you a recap of the pools as we gear up for round 5, the last round of the round robin stage before the World Cup quarterfinal. So, Wednesday started off with Uruguay facing Namibia in Lyon. Going into this game, I saw an interesting start that Italy actually had the fastest ruck speed in the World Cup. Mind you, they played Namibia and who else did they beat in that group? I forget. But yeah, not the greatest teams. But for them to still average the fastest ruck speed, so they had played Uruguay and Namibia. So for them to still have the fastest average in ruck speed at 2.72 is insane. Romania in second place with 2.86. That is also crazy, but that kind of makes sense because they're not so strong going into rucks and stuff. So you want to get it like you're playing teams with very good fetches as well, and they're probably not the strongest teams compared to the rest of the people in their group with SA and Ireland. So they want to get in them as quickly as possible. And then again, team like Romania didn't get into many rucks, so also that number is a bit skewed because of that. New Zealand and Ireland. I thought Ireland would be a bit higher, but for Ireland to be up there after having already faced South Africa is also quite impressive. And New Zealand's also up there after having played France. So, Uruguay came out 36-26 winners against Namibia. African boys, we did a whole recap on this game. This was Namibia's last game. We basically spoke about how Namibia has done at the World Cup. Good to see an African team there. Just hoping next time it's Kenya and not Namibia. But for what Namibia did, they really tried. Like, there were some crazy numbers against them in this World Cup in terms of points conceded. But at no point would you say they ever gave up, So, they gave it their all, and that's all you can ask for. This game, they're actually so close. At halftime, they were leading, and they were so close to causing an upset until they had 3 yellow cards. To be only 10 points down, and even with 4 minutes to go, there were still 7 points within Uruguay. They played really well. So, that was day one. Santiago Arata obviously was the man of the match. Then on Thursday, we had Japan taking on Samoa. This was a very brutal game. Japan knew they had to win to have put pressure on Argentina. England already being top. So by Japan beating Samoa, it meant England qualified automatically. As you can see here, man of the match in this game was Lomano Lemeki of Japan. And then Friday was New Zealand against Italy. This game was insane. Like, for a tier 1 nation to concede 96 points at a Rugby World Cup is insane. And Italy were going into this so confident, which was understandable because your full points going into this game, you've gotten your 10 points from beating Uruguay and Namibia. You are beaming in confidence. The squad is largely fit. They thought they had a chance. And after seeing what France did to New Zealand, I also believed that I didn't expect New Zealand to beat them by more than 20 points, to be honest. For the game to end 96-17 is actually wild. In my prediction, I think I'd said 20-25 points. But yeah, New Zealand were purring, bro. New Zealand was just something else. This game. I don't know. Like, there's nothing else. There's nothing much to say. Like, there's nothing you can ask for. As the coach, as Fozzie, the New Zealand coach, only thing you can wish for is score many points and come out unscathed, which they largely came out unscathed. And then Adi Savia also leading from the front, got 2 tries. Captain Sam Kane actually made his first appearance of the World Cup, so that's positive. There are rumors somewhere that Richie Mwanga might be injured. I don't know how true those rumors are, but let's just hope that they stay rumors. And then who else? Shannon Frizzell as well started, I think, his first game of the World Cup, if I'm not wrong. Aaron Smith looked good at 9. Cam Regard came on. Cam Regard is slowly growing on me. Like, not slowly, he has grown on me. I was, again, as I said in the tournament preview, I'm a Chiefs fan, so obviously I wanted Brad Weber in there. But it's just something that Cam Regan gives that I can see already that Brad Weber doesn't have. And Aaron Smith, Brad Weber, Cam Regan give this size there already, right? He's so quick. He's decisive and he's elusive. He literally he's an elegant runner, I think. Like compared to the other three halfbacks, that's Aaron Smith, Finlay Christie, and who's the third one? Aaron Smith, Finlay Christie, and Brad Weber. Cam Regan just gives something different, and he's the future of this team. Like I've accepted it and I've seen it. Yeah. Up front, I feel like Akina offer to Ngunafasi. They did okay. They didn't do too badly. Retallick had a okay game, scored a try as well. Scott Barrett had an okay game as well. Obviously, you want to win all your games, but this 96 points is good. It stands in good stead for the All Blacks as well because France put up 96 against Namibia. Yes, Namibia. So, and you never know. Now that you beat in Italy, they'll come back at France, knowing that France are wounded, right? So you never know. Maybe this works in your favor. So yeah, let's see how that goes. New Zealand more or less just need one more win to go through the quarterfinals. This 96-17 was not nice for Italy. Like if Italy kept this close, which I don't know. I also felt like they would have, but had they kept it close, then they would have been in contention to actually knock out the All Blacks. Yeah, I know it was a slight chance, but yeah, New Zealand just laid down a marker and they're like, nah, bruh. Yeah, Adi Savia was man of the match. Obviously, that was the only game on Friday. Then on Saturday, we had 3 games. Argentina taking on Chile, Fiji taking on Georgia, and Scotland taking on Romania. Argentina ran out 59-5 winners against Chile. This game was fun to watch because Argentina versus Chile, to me, is something I'm only used to watching in football. So seeing the passion in the anthems at the beginning and how both teams started like the first 10 minutes, it was like a football atmosphere, like for real. But yeah, Argentina's class just shone through. Nico Sanchez. This was his 100th cup for Argentina. He scored 20 points against Chile from his boot, including a try. He scored a try as well. And then that is 886 points total for sensational Sanchez. Then, obviously this was Chile's last game as well. And there's one quote that the coach said that Chile has changed world rugby by coming in there. Like, they showed a lot of heart. It's like they're like Argentina who come, like when Argentina sing the anthem, it's like they're going to war and they'll never come back. Like that passion, the emotion, celebrating each and every point, like it's their last. Like they brought something to the World Cup. It was good having them. Then obviously after that we had Georgia taking on Fiji. Georgia ran out 17-12 winners. At some point it looked like Fiji had thrown this one away. Halftime I think they were 9-0 down if I'm not wrong. Georgia's set pieces were their defense as well was just causing havoc for Fiji. Fiji could not get over the advantage line. There were no line breaks, like largely. Fiji really struggled to break down Georgia. And then after halftime, Radradra goes off for, I think it was a high tackle, if I'm not wrong, or head-to-head contact, yellow card. And I was like, nah, Fiji are about to just blow this game. And it gave me flashbacks of them playing Uruguay in the last World Cup, where they actually lost to Uruguay. But, yeah, they stuck to their systems. They got penalties and kicked for goal, kept up the scoreboard pressure, which was good. And then the man, the myth, the legend, the man, Levani Botia. Botia's offload for that first try. Yo. And the rest of the game, he was playing on the wing. He's number 7, but he was playing on the wing. Obviously, he has played in the backs before, but he willed his team. And there's been moments where Botia has, like, high tackles and stuff like that, right? Like, just moments of madness. Well, I'll just say one that I really remember. I think it was the English Premiership final of, like, maybe 4 or 5 years ago where he got a red card in the final. Oh, sorry, no. Top 14. Was top 14 or Premiership? I can't remember. Then, yeah, the team played with a red card for the rest of the game, and Botia more or less just cost his team, right? So there's those moments where you think that the Fijians are going to just crack and lose it, and I think they did well to maintain composure. That's something new I'm seeing about of them. I saw it. I mind you, it's Fiji. I mean, it's Georgia that they were playing. It's not one of the top tier nations, but it has to start from somewhere, right? You have to start developing these habits from somewhere. Being calm, staying composed, and actually just going through your game plan, right? So that was impressive to see from them. Then obviously the last game of the day was Scotland taking on Romania. Not even close, 84-0. Man of the moment, match, everything you wanna say was Darcy Graham. He is a live wire. He reminds me of the first time I watched Cheslin Colby. Like those hacky-jacky players. It's just like one moment is there, second moment is there, like never running a straight line. The try he scored like 5 meters out, like he got the ball and there was like 3 people around him and all 3 of them had a chance to tackle him and he stepped one and then his second step took out 2 people and he wasn't even touched. And just that's just the brilliance of the man. Like he was solid. Also, he was my captain and gave me over 300 points. So yeah, really nice match to watch when your captain is doing well. Then on Sunday we had the Portuguese playing Straya, and then South Africa playing Tonga. Obviously, Australia won 34-14 against Portugal, but this victory felt like a 2019 like it didn't feel like they dominated the game. The mistakes were just everywhere. Like there was no continuity. There was losing the ball, penalties. Like it was such a start and stop game. It was just like watching the youth. Like there was so much youthfulness to this performance that Australia gave against Portugal. They did what they needed to do, which was get a bonus point against Portugal, and yeah, keep their hopes alive. But it was their last game of the group stage, so unless something dramatic happens and Portugal beat Fiji, and Fiji don't get a bonus point, then Australia go through. So it's it's a tough task for them. But yeah, I this Australian performance just didn't give me any. I didn't feel any sort of way. To be honest, I was more confident and felt better watching Portugal play because they were playing out of their skin and they were causing problems. Actually, it wouldn't be fair not to. Like they caused Australia problems and they made Australia play badly just from their organization. Mind you, you got a wounded animal and one that is just struggling for form and everything that comes with it. So the Portuguese really stepped up, and this team, Portugal and Georgia, are the 2 teams that I would really love to see them take the next step, yeah, and start knocking on that tier 1, like Italy type of level, right, where they're competing with the likes of Italy, and hopefully make the 6 Nations one day. You never know. Rob Valentini was the man of the match, and obviously Eddie Jones is like saying we're still alive. I thought you're building for the future, mate. Anyway, then the last game of the round was South Africa taking on Tonga. The Springboks ran out 49-18 winners against Tonga. It was Tonga actually really gave them. I feel like this was a good test. This is one of those matches that the coach wants his team to go through, especially trying to bring in the new players to the big injuries. Big injury being obviously Malcolm Marx got injured, then you brought in Henry Pollard. So this was Henry Pollard's first start. And then from this game as well, Makazole Mapimpi got injured. We hear that he fractured his eye socket. So the South African management have actually acted swiftly and called up Lucanio Arm. And I feel like Lucanio Arm and Andre Pollard were the people who were supposed to be in this team anyway. So it's just come around and they've made the squad, yeah? So, yeah, Arm is back in the squad. Tonga did well. They started off, they actually scored the first penalty. They put South Africa under a lot of goal line pressure throughout this game. There was a crucial moment where they had South Africa in the 22 for quite a while. And when they were just about to score, the number 1, I forget his name, did one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on a rugby field. Like, there's moments where you try and milk a penalty in a ruck, but then at this point he went and kept on pushing the guy's head into the ruck, trying to show the referee that the guy is like lying on the ball and slowing down our ball. Ref tells him hands out, leave him, and the guy is like pushing even further. Ref just blew the whistle and told him this is against you, which was just like decisive. And mind you, the ref had been smiling with them the whole game. It hadn't been much gone though. It was like maybe 20 something minutes. But the ref had been laughing with them the whole game, and at that moment, it's just like, nah, I'm laying down the law. Such a dumb move for a team that's just trying to. I feel like that one moment changed everything, right? Because after that, South Africa went on to score 21 points. And yeah, they just. Was it 14 or 21 points? Anyway, yeah, 21 points were scored. And I just think, like, those moments are. You can't have moments like that. Like, that's just dumb, right? Yeah, anyway, halftime, the score was 21-8 or 21-10. The South Africans scored through FPL, not FPL, Rugby World Cup Fantasy player on our squad, Dion Fourie, scored from a mole. I believe he'd have scored much more, but yeah, just the mole wasn't. Tonga did well to stop the mole, at least get the first stop, where the ref would say stopped once, and once you say that, the team has to start thinking about using it, yeah, so that you don't lose it. So I think Tonga did well to at least stop South Africa's fast, not give it too much momentum. That's something I saw from the Tongans. Then obviously Kobus Reinach scored 2 tries. He had scored the first try in the game as well. And then Kenan Moody, it was good to see him actually get on the score sheet. Off. It was a bit fortuitous, but yeah, the guy just got the ball and scored. So yeah, good stuff for Kenan Moody. Then obviously second half, South Africa just put on the power. I think there was like a 10-minute spell where they're just like, we're just going to put you guys under pressure. And when South Africa put you under pressure, they love playing under. They love putting the other team under pressure. As I said earlier, scoreboard pressure, set piece pressure, line speed pressure, and their tackles were just like hard, like just going in crazy. And that's how Willie Leroux ended up scoring his try. Like they just forced a turnover, Tongan turnover in their own 22. Ball came out. 3 passes later, ball is in Willie Leroux's hand and he's scoring in the corner. Kenan Moody actually, was it Greg Williams? No, Kenan Moody like got that ball and he injected pace into that attack, So there's a lot of speed in that back line. Like when you think of Grant Williams, Colby, Leroux is the only one. Guys, we need to have a serious conversation about Willie Leroux. There are moments, like I've started seeing him. I get it. He's giving you experience. He can kick off the left foot, which is something they don't have, right? So like if it's an exit play from your own 22, from your own half, and it's on the right side of the field, you have a left foot you can use, yeah? But there are just some things about Willie Leroux. The way he misses tackles, I don't know whether he's not quick enough. Like not fast in terms of running speed, just quick, like being quick to certain places, or certain spots. I just think that he lacks that. And you know what? Mane Libok or Domian Villense has to start at 15. I'm not a believer in Willie Leroux. There's just something about him. Like there's this thing where like when certain players go to France and then they just stop being quick. Like because it's brutal up there, right? And as long as you can kick, be smart, and use your experience, he's getting exposed but some players are really exposing him in this World Cup. And it's not that glaring being exposed. It's not in a glaring way because they've not been that costly. But whenever you see highlights of games or just screenshot certain moments of other teams scoring, look for Willie Leroux, and he's in a very weird position as a fullback. So anyway, maybe that's just me. But I think one of those two guys has to start at fullback for this team. Like that's just what I think. Dion Fourie was man of the match. Oh, something to pick about this game as well. The Springboks didn't miss a kick. Even Manny Lebok came and made like 2 crazy kicks. So obviously the Andre Pollard effect is in full effect. Yeah, as I said, Dion Fourie was man of the match. He started off at hooker, and then when was it Marco Verstappen? I can't remember. Came on, he moved on to the flank and kept on playing there. So yeah, he had a solid game, and I'm glad he was on my fantasy. Um, so now South Africa moved to top of Pool B, but obviously they finished all the group stage games. Ireland are yet to play. Ireland are yet to play someone. I can't remember who it is, and they're on 14 points, and they're yet to drop a point. Oh yeah, they've dropped 1 point, one bonus point. So if they win, they go top. If they lose with 2 bonus points, they go top. So they must get points in their last game. Yeah. Then obviously, as we said, Lucanio Arm is back. Um, yeah. So then, other than that, obviously, there was key moments of round 4. Yes, round 4. Obviously, the first one being Sam Whitelock making his 149th appearance for the All Blacks, breaking an all-time appearance record for New Zealand. Good day for him. Then Georgian Mikel Gajechiladze had 25 tackles in one game, which I think is only second to Will Rowlands of Wales against Fiji. And the record for most in the World Cup is held by 3 people. I remember 2 of them. Actually, that's a good trivia question. 2 of them are Toby Faletau and what's his French flanker called? Thierry Duzetois, I think. I forget the third one. So yeah, that's a very good count. Only 3 from the record. So impressive shift from the man. Then obviously Sia Kolisi captaining the Springboks for a 50th time. That is an iconic moment. Black captain South Africa, like we all know what that stands for. Very proud of this dude. Yeah, solid captain. Then yeah, last one was Handré Pollard, who making his debut in the World Cup, the 2023 World Cup, moved to 6th place in all-time Rugby World Cup point scorers. He's only 21 away from Dan Carter. He has 170. Obviously, at the top, we have Johnny Wilkinson, Gavin Hastings, and Michael Liner, and yeah, DC, Grant Fox. Then Handré Pollard is there. Andrew Mertens, Chris Patterson, then Nicolas Sanchez is 9th, and Freddie Michalak with 136. And yeah, that's our Rugby World Cup Round 3 recap. And yeah, so that's our Rugby World Cup Round 4 recap. We're going to also do one for fantasy. Check that out and bring on round 5, last round before the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup. Peace.